All right, red-black, sacrifice, red-black, aristocrats is jargon you often hear. Aristocrats, for those newer to Magic, refers to an archetype that sacrifices its own creatures for value and card advantage. Aristocrats decks in Standard generally are headlined here by Priest of the Forgotten Gods, and then we've got Woe Strider here as an addition in Theros. We also have the Cat Oven package here with Cauldron Familiar. This build is also notably playing a Kroxa Mire Triton Calls the Dead package, which seems interesting. One of the things that's really nice about this package is it allows us to only play 3 cats, but still find cat consistently because we can flip the cat into our bin, sacrifice something else to the oven, and start getting the cat back. So let's go ahead and hop on into some Standard ranked with this and see how it goes. How much would I have to pay you to play Nexus of Fate? I'd take Blue-Green Nexus the first time as a regular submission. I think being the person on the Nexus side, solving the puzzle and figuring out how you win, can be novel and interesting the first time through. If it was something you wanted to submit multiple times after we've played it, depending on how they go, that price might change, but we haven't actually played straight Blue-Green Nexus in Historic recently, so I wouldn't mind doing that at least once to have some content on it. There are no Ashioks main in this deck, as always. You need to have exclamation point deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list, or it should be on the widget. Speaking of widgets, the Deckmaster appears to be working. If folks at home can let me know if they're having issues with Deckmaster or not. There were some issues with it yesterday, but I believe I corrected them last night. Perfect. I found out Deckmaster has a mode that supports displaying 2 deck lists at once as well. So we'll be able to use, Deckmaster Stream Decker has a mode that supports displaying 2 deck lists at once. So we'll be able to use Stream Decker for the coverage this weekend as well. Russian Spoon, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. What's up, oldest son?
Yummy dick.
You ate your yummy stick in your cheese stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can get you. I know the deal. 2 gummy candies is the toll. Have some bears. Love you. Yeah, I think we're gonna loop Matt in for doing commentary this weekend with me. You can't take it. Just take a sip. Dad needs his water while he works, dude. If you want your own water cup, get one upstairs. There's some logistical issues too, so that's part of.
Wait a minute, maybe pull up a top.
Part of what Saturday stream is aiming to do. Part of what Saturday stream is going to be aiming to do is trying to figure out the logistical issues. Because, for example, to get the actual match windows covered, I'm going to be using multiple instances of Discord already. So I'm not sure how voice on top of that will be. Will there be multiple streams? No, there's not going to be multiple streams. I'm not quite sure what you think this is. And I won't be bouncing between them. If the first feature match ends quickly, the other 2 will be there as backups where we can jump in midway. The goal will be to cover one match in its entirety and then cover partials of the other ones. And it feels like we're probably just dead here. Like, our deck just gets completely outclassed in the mid game by Trail of Crumbs here, right? That is in fact what I'm saying, Arcade. Just gonna add that to a command. The number of people who have asked, is the event gonna end up on YouTube, is too damn high. Yeah, adding further latency on things like that isn't good, Gesney. There's already gonna be a level of latency between people broadcasting to Discord, to like broadcasting to Discord, to like then broadcast to my computer, to broadcast through something else to my other computer. Sounds awful. Occam the Knife, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm probably supposed to throw zombies in there too, actually. And like, again, past logistical issues of being able to actually run the thing I'm interested in being able to run. There's also the bandwidth issues of me being one person and not being able to hire staff, not only due to money issues, but also due to, like, you know, I can't physically have people into my house. How did Modern go? That's fine. Rex's Shadow's a good deck. Were they dead? Instead of asking that question, tell me how they were dead. They're dead on board, right? We get to sack 1, 2, 3, and then sack this to an oven and sack this to an oven. They can't gain life, right? Right, and this is how our deck can win this game. Like I said, we get outclassed in the mid game, but if they don't get to last into the mid game and we kill them, we can win. As the game goes long, my opponent's archetype is incredibly favored to win. However, if the games are short, they're gonna be short because we got ahead. Whoever has the Mayhem Devil usually wins. Yeah, that's accurate to a degree. Having the unchecked Mayhem Devil is big game in a matchup like this. Bedevil sounds great. Murderous Rider to kill Mayhem Devil sounds great. Mire Triton's pretty slow and clunky in this matchup. Maybe I don't want all the riders. I mean, to be fair, it took a little while for Mayhem Devil to really get truly pushed and busted, right? Is Ashiok good enough to turn off Cat and Strider? So Ashiok doesn't really turn off their cat because their cat activates at instant speed, so they just like bring it back in response to your Ashiok trigger. It is fine against their escape cards, but we also didn't see any escape cards out of them. What format silence? I don't really have any standard decks that I love right now. All of the standard decks I really liked in this format aged pretty poorly. Very ready for a new set. We did not see Kroxa from the opponent in the first game, no. None of the outside options are very good in this format silence, in my experience. I think I lead on this. I miss making 2 food from Kroxa. Yep. Thanks for pointing that out. Well, that's a Bedevil. We could maybe stay in this against Mayhem Devil. I'm going to do this during their upkeep, so this way if they want to sacrifice it to Priest along with the goat, they have to do it on their turn. Hey, Blue Lemon, 6 for 7 months. Ikiora cannot come fast enough. Looking forward to it. So, Fabled Passage plus food here lets me kill a priest, which is great. I mean, you should also realize that in addition to Uro, Oko, and Hydrate Crisis, they also intended Once Upon a Time and Veil of Summer to be in the format. Just like extra absurdity.
Daddy, what's that glitter hero show called?
Tell Mom to look in the recently watched on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
What it's called?
I don't know. It's called Glitter something.
Glitter something? Well, what it looks like.
Look in the recent... Dude, close my door. Close my door. Oh, Declan. You didn't... I told him what streaming service is on. Netflix has a recently watched. He can look at the recently watched and figured it out. Ginger Cakes, thanks for the 33 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Your son is in Verzodor, right? Darn it, child. Close the door. You think you saw feet? Shh, I'll never tell. Oh. I'm gonna play Chandra and plus her here. So this way they have to kill my zombie to kill her. They can't just attack with everything. She'll go to 1. Yeah, we're definitely behind. I don't think this game's just over though. They don't have like a cat going. They don't have any card advantage. We have Kroxa in the bin. Kroxa plus these zombies, if they don't have removal spells, could take over this game. So we're behind, but the game's far from over. Even if we lose, we've got... Even if we lose, we've got a third game still. Nom nom nom. Okay.
I'm telling Mother Ludi on you.
I'm telling Mother Ludi on you. Really, really unfortunate that we didn't draw a spell there. So... yeah, I could kill their oven. I could also claim the Firstborn one of their creatures, though, right? Oh, that just kills it. Like, claim kills their creature for 1 mana, which I think is fine. I think if I take their priest off the table, I'm pretty likely to win, right?
Remember this one?
If they Brontodon my oven, I can use priest to sacrifice itself after I escape Kroxa. You can target yourself with priest, chat. I believe this bug got fixed. Yes, we can also re-escape Kroxa the Stirred. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh. Well, it appears that Okay, so technology is awkward, and I don't actually know what the problem was because OBS reconnected here and nothing else on my internet hiccuped. I think that might have been a Twitch issue and different from the disconnects I've been having. It's hard to know for sure. Someone said, yeah, maybe the current ingest server I'm on is having issues. Because normally when I was having dropouts, like my connection to Twitch did just hiccup there, but it came back up, and my other issue, my connection wouldn't come back up. I don't think that's the same issue I've had in the past. You're watching multiple streams that happen all of them. Okay, so it's there are currently issues with Twitch. Got it. We're gonna play out this Murderous Rider. I'm gonna gain some life here, I think. Do I need to, or would I rather play the Priest? That's close. I don't think they can kill me from 6. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Alright, I've manually assigned myself an ingest server as opposed to letting it automatically pick one. And if it drops again, I will... change to a different one. It's just, this appears to be an issue on Twitch's end. Was that a good draw? It seems like a good draw.
Totally the best pyromancy student. Oh, they're so cute.
Number of Ninja servers. TwitchStatus.com. That's a good one to bookmark. How did I not know about that one? I think it's just too slow, Devil. Yeah, five mana's a lot. The good news is, because it was a Twitch issue and it wasn't a my internet connection issue, one of them in Chicago. Well, I switched to the other one, so yeah. I was almost assuredly on the one that went down. The good news is I don't have to, my local recording's not messed up, since it was a Twitch issue. I got that going for me. This game has been pretty clutch overall. I agree. This archetype is playing a bunch of my favorite cards. I like the Aristocrats cards and I like the Kroxa cards, and this kind of mashed them up together pretty nicely. Seems pretty reasonable. The way a bunch of Ninja servers rippled offline and then back online looks like a classic bad code push to me. Very possible. That is the Sarah avatar. They're gorgeous lands. They're easily my favorite. Easily my favorite. Pre-ordered your first box of paper in 2 years to get that avatar sleeve. Oh, is that where they come from? Okay, yeah, one of my Twitch subs was kind enough to give me the code for these sleeves in this avatar. You get them for pre-ordering a physical box of Magic. Okay, that makes sense. It's good to know when people ask. Shout out to the Hoaglandia community keeping me well stocked with shiny things. I appreciate you. I'm gonna remember to sacrifice this to the oven this time. Well, that's just rude. Hey chat, I want you to look at this main deck Aether Gust and remember something. Every single one of the ultimatums gets Aether Gusted. Enjoy the new set. Is there no Mardu ultimatum? Mardu cards are red. They get Aether Gusted. What's up, dude? Your show turned off. That's a tough beat. Alright, I understand. I understand. Come on, dude. I don't know how many times you're gonna tell me. No more grits. Let me do something else. Alright. Enjoy. Don't bump their hook, dude. Alright, so we got only 2 cards in the bin, so really want to draw like a Calls the Dead here. They have 6 cards in their bin counting this, and this takes 6 others, so they need 1 more card to put that out. Yikes. Yikes!
Witness the ties that bind us all.
Should we have had them discard before the sack? Why does that matter? They know the sack is coming.
True power.
That's literally an onboard trick. That's actually a really good draw.
Cease this aggression.
Whew! It's a good one. It's a good one to get rid of, chat. This is, now that was a turn, chat. That was a turn. That's not a turn. Now this is a turn. And I'm into it. I lied about not having a deck I like in Standard. I just hadn't tried this one recently. Alright, if this is a land, we're in trouble. Yikes. Okay, so they get to eat my priest here. They get to eat my priest.
Shall conquer you.
Alright, need to draw... You get my prime sub to ask, do I like the chair you use and what is it? Yeah, it's reasonable. I think it's called an ergo human. I think that sounds right. I don't know. They don't pay me to promote them, so I don't have all their information offhand. Ergo human, I think, is right. It was like $600 when I bought it a couple of years ago. And in general, would recommend spending money on a good office chair as opposed to the various gaming chairs that exist in the market. Your body will likely thank you. The fancy Tempo Storm chair is in the other room. I'm sure the children will use it at some point. The gaming chairs are fine. Like they're less good than a good office chair. Yeah. The gaming chairs are fine for their price. The gaming chairs tend to be like half the price of a good office chair on average. So, like, if you're not someone that's on your home computer constantly but still wants something that's fine, spending a couple $100 on one of the gaming chairs is unacceptable, I think. But if you're someone that, like, lives at your desk like I do, you should spend the extra money and get a good office chair. Yeah, you can get used office equipment pretty cheap in a lot of places too. It was a good recommendation. Does your office chair have one arm or two? I actually have a replacement arm for this one. I just haven't had the time to, haven't bothered to attach it. I mean, Nissa is appropriately plays second fiddle to, what's it called in Historic? To Field of the Dead. Like, Nissa's not that offensive when she's not the best top end in the format. Gubba the Green, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's a lot of 3s, but I think I want all these removal spells. I don't know that this is an Agonizing Remorse matchup. I think I need to keep claiming against the Hydroid Crisis / Uro deck. Let's try this. You think Ashiok could be better than Chandra? I could see that. I can see that. Maybe we can try that for game 3 if we get a game 3. I don't have any sponsor recommendations, Maricel. I clicked through that attack because I was talking to chat. I would just say you should spend your money where you spend your time. And if you're someone that has the budget to get a reasonably nicer product, you should spend more and get the better product. Unfortunate though, we lost the Calls the Dead there. Don't have any other proactive plays. So, the gaming chairs, similar to shill the shoes for a minute too. We have the Reebok sponsor. Shoes mattresses, chairs. They're things that you really don't think there could possibly... Tires are less direct than these other things because you're really in them. They're things that you really don't think at a glance could possibly be that much better when you get the higher quality version of them. But like, once you experience the higher quality versions, it's kind of eye-opening. It's one of those things where like, if I don't have another shoe sponsorship after these Reeboks are done, I don't think I'll buy another cheap pair of shoes. Like, just the difference between walking around in them, the difference between sitting in my more expensive chair all day, the quality of sleep and the better mattress. I blocked that message there from the Brazil comment because the word in it is very close to a slur here in English. So you probably didn't mean it that way, but the person that just sent the message said here in Brazil, we say this. That message is very close to a slur here in the United States in English, as a heads up. Sure. Yeah, I believe that it wasn't used with the intention of malice, the person who was saying it. The general idea is, though, that, like, when we actually talked about this, it can often be expensive to be poor, like, is reality. Like, when you don't have the bandwidth or the income to get nicer things, you have to buy a cheaper thing, and then the cheaper thing wears out faster, and you end up getting multiple of the cheaper ones. Or in the case of, like, mattresses or chairs, like, you end up with health problems that can cost you money or cost you time.
Together, we will prevail. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Why do I need to bedevil in the upkeep? Yeah, no problem, Alaro. Like I said, I'm certain you didn't intend malice. Just wanted to let you know why I blocked your post, so you weren't just wondering. Okay, the Kroxa hit here is pretty good. So they're out of cards in their bin. So I can bedevil this, smack Nissa for 5. Because I'm talking to chat and clicking on things, and I missed a point with the oven. I've missed a number of points while doing multiple things here today.
Don't underestimate my fortitude.
Gonna leave the creature in my bin in case we draw another Calls the Dead. I don't have a long-term a long-term give on the Reeboks at the moment. I've had them for about a week. I spent some time running around outside in them. But that's about it at the moment. I'd encourage you to look up third-party reviews about long-term durability. These are also a new line, though, so I'm not sure if there are any long-term reviews at this point. Occasionally, places send out products like that early, so maybe there are some out there that are good. Gnome, thanks for the 22 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's okay to be outside. Just don't be within 6 feet of people that you don't live with. Taking a quick walk around your neighborhood, if you're fortunate enough to have a backyard. These are all okay places to be and things to be doing. I said this deck doesn't really like the late game against Jund. In a specific matchup, this deck doesn't want to make it to the late game. If you're spending significantly more time inside, you should look into vitamin D supplements. Thinking this is more time inside for me. Over 600 parties were shut down by the police over the weekend in Manchester, England alone. Yes. The ignorance of... We actually talked about this the other day. Not doubting your athletic prowess, but streamers aren't usually shoe pitchmen. Did Reebok went in on the floor before the Hooglandia tournament blew up? Something like that. We're actually talking about it the other day, how countries like China, because they're authoritarian states, are actually much better equipped to handle something like a pandemic than free countries like the United States. And places like England and other places like that. Like, because, China having their response was still, like, you know, a lot of people still died there. I forgot to sack the darn cat. Forgot to sack the darn cat, chat. I've seen a lot of really ignorant people who have no foundation in reality comparing lockdown to Hitler and Nazis, and it's honestly just sickening to compare stay-at-home orders that are happening around the world because of what's going on to that. It's really disgusting. I really wish I was kidding. Carpal, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Believe it or not, one of the anchors on Donald Trump's favorite news stations is one of the people that made that comparison. Not that that should come as a surprise to anybody, but, you know. So if I put this into play, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can deal 4 total to this. Yeah, the one John Oliver talked about. If you haven't watched John Oliver's segment for the week, you really should. Correct. It's not even close to being done in China, and they're able to better respond than most of the rest of the world. Okay, so if I block with this, I do 2, and then this is 1, sack the cat is 2, bring the cat back is 3, sack this is 4. I have to lose my Chandra, though. Is there a reason not bring back Kroxa last turn? Yeah, I only have 4 cards in my bin. Yeah, that's a 5th card. I'm gonna give you a 10-minute break to read Kroxa, Bushi. Enjoy.
Anyone need a match? No. Too bad. Oh, they're so cute.
She asked if anybody needed a match. Need a light? Our little cat dragon is so super excited about this cat and this devil beating up the hero. It's like ready to go. Time for a nap. It's nap time. Thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. The cat deck is not terribly click efficient. Not terribly click efficient. Well, this match didn't feel particularly competitive. We beat up a Jund Brew, but that was rough. I felt like we were behind for most of those games, and then our opponent just ended with haymakers that just like put it solidly out of reach. I mean, to be fair, Hydrate Grace is still pretty good. That was one of the cards they were playing that helped put that game out of reach. Yeah, exactly. Like, they have too much value, and their cards just gain so much incidental life. That's hard for aggro decks to run them down. Alright, another Simic deck. Yeah, the Bant mid-range decks are arguably the best decks in Standard right now. To give a lukewarm take, I personally would enjoy Standard more, I think, if Field of the Dead was legal. I think I would prefer this same format if it simply had Field of the Dead added to it. Hey, there's a cat. That's sweet. So, unfortunately, missing second black to be able to play out the Kroxa.
Living in a monastery full of firebrands? Say hi to my fiery friends.
Okay, I mean, Kroxa here, or sorry, Kroxa Priest is technically a route to get to Kroxa, right? Priest makes double black eventually.
Don't worry, I brought company.
Getting ourselves well positioned here to run them down. Hey, Blake, welcome back. Duke of Gondor, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Alright, so they're dead. I get to escape Kroxa here and claim it to give it haste. Welcome back, Blake. Yeah, Historic's great. We did not make a land drop the previous turn. We didn't have a land. Oh, I could have claimed Priest to Kroxa last turn. Okay, that's a good line. Cyanide, thanks for the 20 months. Again, in general, instead of asking me, why didn't you do the thing? The answer to why didn't I do the thing is usually I missed it. And if I didn't miss it, I either missed it or I saw it and didn't think it was good. In either way, you should take the time if you want to engage and explain to me why your play is good. Don't just say, hey, Jeff, why didn't you do this? Say, Jeff, you could do this in this way to get this result. Regardless of that, it helps deliver your message better and be more constructive and specific. Welcome back, Cyanide. I appreciate the 20 months. There are still slots in the Hoaglandia Open this weekend, by the way. It looks like we're not going to quite hit the 256 cap. So if you're someone that's on the fence and didn't want to take a slot up, you can join up until an hour before the event starts on Sunday. You can check that out on MTG Melee. Again, the only requirements are that you are currently in the subscriber Discord server and are able to broadcast your matches to Twitch. Or to Discord. Sorry, not to Twitch. You're not streaming Twitch, you're just streaming to Discord. And if you want to test that, you can test that at any point in the subscriber Discord server. Yes, even if you don't have a deck submitted, you have a slot. You have up until an hour before the tournament to submit a deck as well. If you go to the event page, you'll see a list of everybody that's currently in the tournament also. That's a good draw. We're hoping to find an untapped land on 3 now then. If you're someone that hasn't been keeping up with Hooglandia in general and you're not sure what I'm talking about with the Open, the details are here on MTG Melee. TLDR, this will be the first of what will hopefully be a monthly tournament series here in Hooglandia. We'll sacrifice the priest here to not only get a food, but deny them the scribe. Unfortunate that we missed the land, but it is what it is. At least we'll get to play one next turn. Tapped land's better than no land. Do you need to stay in Discord during the tournament? Yes, you should be in the Discord server. So my plan, I need to write up tomorrow, Friday, when I'm off. I'm gonna write out some of the details for the tournament. The general plan is that each round during the tournament, I will pick 3 feature matches to start. The 6 players in those 3 feature matches will need to join a voice channel in Discord, a generic voice channel, and then my wife, Christy, is going to assign everyone from the general voice channel to their specific sub-channels. You don't have to have a DCI number. That's only if you want to link it up for paper events. If this event goes successfully, I have an extra computer in my house that for future Hooglandia Opens, I'm going to try and finagle doing time-shifted feature matches as well. But for this first event, I need to just kind of be a little bit minimal and see what's possible and what's not. Start slightly lower than the peak so that way I can kind of ease into it and figure out exactly what we're doing. What I have the bandwidth to do, etc. Kroxa is a great hit here. What do I mean by time shifted? So, time shifted would mean that after we finish the current feature match, like the primary feature match, we would then be able to start another match in the same round from the very beginning of that match, as opposed to jumping into it mid-match. So my plan for the tournament this weekend is I'll have other matches, feature matches picked out that I can pick people from to watch, but we'll be jumping in mid-match after the first primary feature. Yeah, ideally, Arena's just going to get a spectator mode at some point, and once that happens, people want it to stream to Discord. I don't know what golf or soccer style means. I'm going to broadcast the matches that are going on, and I'm going to talk about what's going on in the matches. If it's logistically possible, I'm also going to have a second person, probably my buddy Matt, in doing commentary with me as well. Or are you asking, like, how much energy is there going to be? I mean, just my typical amount of energy. It isn't gonna be one of those quiet riots, chat, okay? Soon, Sniff Power says, thank you for the 11 months, I appreciate that, welcome back. At some point, I'll stop clicking through cat activations. It'll be great. At some point, I will stop clicking through cat activations, and it will be great. We've missed like 3 or 4 points of damage this game, which all really add up. I mean, it stops at their end step automatically. I just keep clicking through it like an idiot. Yeah, I just don't really look at previews while I'm streaming Flumble. I'm gonna sit down and look at the full spoiler tomorrow on my day off. I have 2 children under 7. Days off don't really exist. The day on my not live day. On my not live day, I'm gonna take a peek at them. That's more accurate than day off. On my day I'm not live. If they can't deal with this Kroxa, I get to Murderous Rider tap this down for a couple of turns. If you're interested in helping me with exhibition matches on Saturday, just be around the Discord server. Saturday, I think I'm going to start about 10 a.m. probably. I'm assuming we're probably going to have more people than we need, so not everybody necessarily is going to get a chance to be an exhibition match. I plan to do 3 or 4 of them. Gosh, if we'd have drawn a land here, we could have killed the Dream Trawler, right? Because I could kill it and then kill it again in response. We're probably going to Ashiok eventually to prevent the Dream Trawler from coming back. For now, I'm going to stop on their upkeep and tap this, because if they brick off for the turn, we might be able to kill them next turn. 9 a.m. Central. Yep, it's on the page. And MTG Melee is really slick software. It detects your local time zone on your computer and adjusts the start time for you accordingly, so you don't have to worry about translating it. So, obviously their thing doesn't die here, but it doesn't get to attack this turn either. So if this is a brick, they should be dead. Well, poop. Andy Lorian, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. I mean, the good news here is we're pretty far ahead, right? Like, I'm going to get to bring this cat back, and then I'm going to get to Ashiok clear their graveyard. Wait, when Ashiok's mana cost got increased here, that's got to be an arena bug, right? Is 2 food better than drawing a card from Shatter? No, it's not. I definitely should have left it alive to draw a card from Shatter. Thank you for pointing that out. Remember, even if you target yourself, you still exile their graveyard. Bye, friends. Conquer this one. Ugh. Yeah, it was in fact just a display bug there. Yes, it's more expensive because of Conqueror's death, but it was displaying the mana symbols as just blue instead of split casting cost. So, fun fact there, because my opponent chose to fight, when this doesn't fight, it also doesn't gain life. So they should have elected no targets for their wolf fight there so they could guaranteed gain 3. Small mistake on their part. Perhaps didn't realize that was going to happen. It's the estimated start to finish time for the tournament. Approximately 11 hours. There are pictures of how to join Discord on my website. The notable thing that a lot of people miss is you have to be on the desktop version of Discord. Thought there wasn't an option to submit 0 for Dulcimere, though there definitely is. Definitely can submit 0. Fights up to 1. Moving on up the ladder. Do 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 do. Hey, Redfire, let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for the 12 months of support. Gold Bum, thanks for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. This hand's really good if we can run off a couple of untapped lands. It's like pretty slow if we don't. Okay, Temple of Mystery means that they're probably a slow deck too, so likely isn't a big deal if we miss. Yeah, it'll be... It's a tough event to play from the EU. I am aware of that, unfortunately. Logistically, it's just like the only option. That isn't something I considered when I picked to do it on a Sunday. Maybe it probably would be better to do it on Saturday next time, because if someone wanted to stay up late in the EU, the average person is probably better off staying up late Saturday into Sunday than Sunday into Monday, right? Does that make sense? I feel like that tracks. I could also start a Scotch earlier here, but that makes it hard for people on the left coast. What am I doing? This could be like a Frilled Mystic. I have multiple priests. I'm going to lead on priest. Alright, didn't get Frilled Mystic. Fist bump. Alright, so really hoping to draw an untapped land next turn. If we draw an untapped land, we're in an incredibly good spot.
burn. Oh, they're so cute.
Above average turn. Above average turns in Hoaglandia. Priest of the Forgotten God is just such a satisfying card to activate. Baby Grace is do. It's a 2/2/2/2/2/2/2/2/2. Nah, I think I'd rather play the other priest out than play the Strider there.
Go get him, buddies.
Go get him, buddies. Can't trip my cat. I'm doing that too, Nom. Yes is the answer to your question. Stop it! Mercy! Mercy! Alright, so this is how I've been sideboarding here. Been doing this. Do we like this? I think I like this. What's going on, biker? You always kill the priest. Have a little respect. MTG World at War, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. I was wondering why I've been hearing ads all day while at work. I got home and my sub ran out. Thanks for the re-up, Texas Horror. Welcome back. I think I missed a point of damage. Someone else said I missed a point of damage, so it's probably accurate. I think I want to lead on Oven into Kroxa, Bake the Kroxa here. It's the most mana efficient series of plays. Gonna reach into the fridge and steal my food. I think if you're worried about the Mire Kreplin, that's a fine swap. I think in general I'm not really super worried about the Mire in that deck though. I don't think the Mire's not popular enough in Historic for my time spent playing it. So I'm gonna sacrifice the cat at end of turn here, but I'm not going to bring it back at end of turn because one, bringing it back can trigger the Mayhem Devil, and two, because they plus Teferi, they could have Devouring Light at instant speed to exile my cat. That's actually a really good draw too. It'll fuel Kroxa here in a little bit. Yeah, Aether Gusted. That's rude.
I'll protect you.
Again, gonna wait to bring this back because of the potential for Devouring Light, or whatever that exile spell is. It's probably not called Devouring Light. The two mana exile a thing. Devout Decree, that's the one. Devouring Light's like a player sacrifices a creature or something like that, right?
Time for plan B.
Alright, so we get to kill Teferi here, and then, like, they have 3 cards, but, like, my remaining cards are, like, pretty reasonable, too, and I have Cat Oven going still. So feel like we're not, like, super far ahead, but we're still, like, in the game. Just like anyone's game. That's annoying, but not the end of the world. Land's actually not a terrible draw here, because it means next turn when we escape the Kroxa, we can give it haste, he said before realizing he needed another red source. Are we expecting the ultimatums to be standard playable? I expect to be asked to cast a lot of ultimatums here on stream. In general, I would be kind of surprised if they're super competitive. I assume we're going to get a solid 2 weeks of building around various ultimatums at different points. Yeah, there probably could be in Wishboard for fire stacks. I think that's reasonable. 5-color Golos, Ultimate Builder out wide. Yeah, right. Build-arounds are $25. Can be submitted using the form on my website, as always. Huh. It's unfortunate we don't have another creature in play. Do I Priest here and then plan to Murderous Rider the Dream Trawler during their upkeep, I think is the line. So again, they get to discard a card to protect this, but that taps it. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 in a weird way, because I'm getting a card out of their hand, but then I'm also denying them a card draw from attacking with it. It also stops them from gaining life, which is appealing. Thanks to Priest of Gix. We actually did Modern this morning, and we'll be doing more Legacy on Monday, is the next Legacy deck we'll be doing. Are y'all ready for a sick turn? Are you ready? Are you ready for a really sick turn? We're gonna kill both their Dream Trawlers if this is a blank. An untapped Priest, yeah. Correct, Von N. Oh, why are you the enemy of fun, opponent? What did fun ever do to you? What did fun ever do to you, opponent? Why must you hate it so? Why? Aethergust is the best card in Standard. It is, yeah. It really is. Well, you know. The worst part about this sequence is I don't even know what to get my opponent for Christmas anymore. What do you get for the person who has everything, chat? Any suggestions? You get them Reeboks. Look at that. Look at that. The context shill from chat. I appreciate you, chat. I want you to know that I appreciate you. Maybe I should have sacked my cat aggressively to the Woe Strider to try and find a removal spell for the Stream Trawler. I don't know. I think we're in a pretty good spot here regardless. They have to have, like, exactly Time Wipe to get ahead. Because, like, just a Shatter won't do it. Alright, that puts them to 8. And then they're gaining 7, 8. Then they're going to 16. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. You know, honestly, I think the biggest part of what's kind of put me off of Standard recently is just the fact that they unbanned Field of the Dead in Historic has really highlighted to me, I feel, how incredibly okay that card would be in this Standard format. And it's kind of frustrating to see it stay banned because they just leave all their formats to rot rather than give us cards that would be fine. Bovine, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Boo Shoes, thanks for the 15 months. You don't think Golo's Field would be unbearable? No. I think anybody who thinks the Golos deck would be the same now as when it had both Once Upon a Time and Veil of Summer legal alongside it needs to reassess their ability to assess Magic cards. Is a removal spell lethal? I'm attacking for 11, 12, 13, 14. And actually, I can sack this, right? Because I don't need to attack with it, too. So any removal spell is lethal here. Yeah, Pod and Splinter Twin should be unbanned in Modern. They should have been unbanned in Modern before Modern Horizons was printed. And after Modern Horizons was printed, it's even more embarrassing that they're not legal. So close. All right, so we just pass here. I think we just pass, right? We're not just dead yet, right? Like, even if we die this turn, we get to take game 3 on the play. Why not? Why not?
Well, that didn't pan out. No, I am not making this up as I go.
We're just dead from here, right? I guess I get to kill the Croesus. But they're going to 20. Free twin unbanned pod. For the love of God, someone listen. Thanks for the 17 months, Tofu Cow. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. I'm gonna go ahead and run it back. I mean, their deck doesn't really play counter spells. They play like Aether Ghost, that's it. Yeah, I agree, Occam the Knife. My mom is cool. Thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. Opponent. I mean, that also assumes they have no spells in their hand, right, Kurtenshi? I don't think I can keep that first hand. It's just too slow. Kemsy King, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Yep. Huh. I think I want to just do this and get Kroxa going ASAP here.
I am that who your father. I will lost mine.
Hey, Grapnar, ready to O2 drop the Hoglande Open. Sounds good.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint. Here we go.
I think I'm leading on this since they elected to play Teferi out here and plus him. Like, if I escape the Kroxa, they're just gonna bounce him. Which, like, that's technically fine, because, like, Ashiok filled my graveyard up, but I think that's still, like, that tempo loss is not worthwhile. Rather get the Mayhem Devil down. I think if they go to bounce the Mayhem Devil here, I'm going to crack the Fabled Passage, shoot Teferi, sack it, shoot Teferi again so that Teferi dies. That's super unfortunate.
No more games.
Nah, I don't think milling them is very realistic.
That's more like it. Enough. Trust me, I have a plan.
Oh, I'm dumb. I should have sacked that, right? It's like kind of a wash. It denies them a card draw. Yeah, I should have sacked that. I also can't re-escape this next turn because I didn't sack that. Well, I mean, if we mill them, the cards we're milling get exiled, so, like, Uro's not really a reason to not mill them. So, had I... No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. Never mind. I discarded a Shatter and a land, so their last card's probably another spell, because if they had a land, they would have binned it to keep their spell, I think, at this point.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Sounds about right.
Don't worry, I got this. was uncalled for.
Yep.
Might be
It's a good
bad
play
idea.
on the opponent's part here. Rebuying their Toll Spear. I think I let the Wolf just trade with my Woe Strider here. It's better than getting a single food, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and sack this to Scry. Because if we find a land, I can escape Woe Striders too, which would be nice. Perfect. There's 12 cards in my bid. 13. I think I want to lead on this one just because my opponent only has one card in hand. For the love of God, this card, chat. For the love of God. It's so frustrating. I don't know. This deck was fine. If you like Standard, this deck seems powerful. I don't know. The play patterns of this format, they just really aren't for me at the moment. I'm hoping that Ikiora comes and gives the format a breath of fresh air, but I'm really just not a huge fan of the play patterns at the moment. Like, casting all of your same spells again and again and again, because you got Aether Gust and you got Brazen Borrower and you got Teferi Time Raveler. It's just kind of tedious. Yeah, those three together, it's very dry. And the fact that, like, Aether Gust is just, like, a main deckable card, I feel like speaks a lot to, like, the state of the format. I really think Field of the Dead should be unbanned in this format. I think the fact that it's not is whatever, because I can enjoy it in Historic at least. But I think if Wizards of the Coast was interested in having their formats, you know, have all the cards be legal that are possible, keeping the format balanced, I think this field would be fine in this format. Hello, oldest son. How is Grizzly and the Lemmings?
Good.
He's good? You sit on my lap for a minute? All right.
Excited.
Yep. All right. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll and get things swapped over. When we get back, we're going to be playing some Historic. Speaking of, we are going to kick things off with some Sultai Vanafair. We've got a fair Vanafair deck here to start things today in the Historic segment. I'll be back in just a little bit. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.